grandparents, great-grandparents, parents. Yep, that's pretty much our demographic. 108.9, The Hawk.
Wait. Now that one part, Scotty. That's it. You heard it. It's like, baby! That's me, Geoff.
I always thought.
I'm the one
always thought.
At the end of Baby Hold On by Eddie Money. I'm the one going, baby! And
But
Eddie
you're
Money
talking about a real baby.
I am talking about, there was a baby in the studio that nobody would own up to.
Eddie
Nobody
Money's
would say,
looking
this is my baby.
slack-jawed to the side. He's like, whose baby is this?
Who's baby? What, is Eddie Money in the studio?
I know, dead on money.
Sounded like dead on money.
And also dead money. R.I.P. Rest in power.
R.I.P.
Eddie
Rest
Money.
in power, Eddie Money. Hey, guys, it's the 8 o'clock hour of the Geoff and Whisp Show on 108.9 The Hawk. Good morning. Salutations. If you missed the first 2 hours, you missed some great stuff. My
Fantastic.
God. Jerry Mathers was in here.
I can't believe he keeps showing up. The Beeve.
The Beeve himself was in here. He had nothing to promote.
Not just... I didn't even know why he was here.
I have no idea why he was here, but it was so good to see him. He talked about, of course, basically all he ever talks about, the Beaver Show.
Yeah, the old Beaver Show.
And then, of course, the movie At the Top.
Of course.
That I did the song for.
Fantastic song.
Fantastic song. Really good song. Do you want me to play it?
Don't is the word I said. Don't have to play it.
You're going to, twist my arm.
I'm not twisting your arm. I'm saying
God,
don't play
everybody
the song.
wants to hear At the Top. Okay.
An eagle, he fights any way he can, and that's a dumb bird.
There you go. The theme from At the Top. The movie with, of course, Jean-Claude Van Damme. 1990, what was it, 3? What?
93 with JCVD.
93 with JCVD and Jerry Mathers. They are mountain climbers. And Sammy Hagar usually does every soundtrack. Name them. List them. All of the soundtracks that Sammy Hagar has done. Go.
Over the Top.
1.
Heavy Metal.
2.
It probably showed up on another JCVD movie. Was he in Lock Up? Did he do the soundtrack to Lock Up with Donald
and he was
Sutherland?
Also Time Cop.
And Time
He did theme
Cop.
to Time Cop. He's like, Time Cop. Everybody's looking at the Time Cop.
And I've seen that because I only watch
Time Cop.
I only watch Time Cop and anything from Dark Horse Comics.
Oh, God. Sign me up.
The DHCU. The Dark Horse Cinematic Universe.
Oh, DHCU. Everybody climbing on top of the DHCU. And everyone was climbing on top of the Jerry Mathers segment right here on the Whisp Turlington Show. Good morning, Val Verde. 2 more hours of us this morning. Then, of course, you've got Geoff and Melinda Tilt and the Divorced Middays right here on 108.9 The Hawk.
Heard they might have eloped.
Oh, my God. Really?
This would be the 27th time, and then that would lead to the 27th divorce. I'm just calling it as I see it. But we'll find out. We'll find out at the 12 o'clock hour.
You calls it as you sees it. Of course, today's show brought to you by a lot of people bringing in the money to keep this thing running so I don't have to keep paying to keep this thing running.
Yeah, good luck.
Good luck with that. Of course, today's Geoff and Whisp Show brought to you by Bad Monkey on Apple Plus. Now, I know you thought to yourself, Apple Plus doesn't market their shows.
Oh, God, no.
You would be correct.
And then I was like, is this a sequel to Slow Horses? Do they only do animal-based shows?
Nope.
I wouldn't know because they don't market them anyways.
They don't market them anywhere except for 108.9 The Hawk. Someone from Apple Plus called and they said, hey, we got $10. And I said, yes.
Yes.
So with that, ladies and gentlemen, Vince Vaughn is back in Bad Monkey, now on Apple Plus. We're also sponsored by...
Oh, you're talking to me?
Yeah, read the other one.
Well, of course, it's Worse Monkey. That's right. TV's Fred Stewart is back, and this time
he's back.
He is contending with an even worse monkey than any other show has ever seen. And this one's not even scripted.
Not even scripted.
Not even scripted. Yeah. Channel 8 plus just shoved French Stewart into a jail cell with what is quite possibly a very rabid monkey. And then you watch the laughs come to light. Worse Monkey, only on Channel 8 plus.
Oh, so of course we're sponsored by Bad Monkey and Worse Monkey. And, of course, your favorite people, Jugs Mug Emporium and Val Verde East. We're going to be running down some of the new mugs in store later on during the show. Geoff, we are so excited. I don't know if you saw the announcement for the concerts that are happening.
Oh my God! You mean the emails that we get at all of the town concerts?
Oh my God!
I get so many, and I keep unsubscribing. Honestly, if I'm going to be honest,
you really can't unsubscribe. It just keeps putting it.
If
back
you thought it was hard to unsubscribe from Nextdoor, because one time, my neighbor, Jerry Mathers, of course, my old neighbor, Jerry Mathers, he gave me a piece of paper at my front door and he said, please sign up for Nextdoor. Let's figure out what's going on with all these turds around us. Love the beef. And I was like, really? Really, Jerry?
Someone's got to figure out
what he's got invested in me signing up for Nextdoor. I sign up. What I signed up for, 37 emails every hour from Nextdoor. Wow. I keep unsubscribing. There are layer upon layer of different subcategories of Nextdoor. I can't get out of it. And then it's worse with these music venues.
My God, you just keep...
That was a Jeff the Angry Man Garlic rant. I should have played the fucking call music. The sounder.
You didn't even call it up. You just let it come out.
You know what? Like you got that one for free. Station manager Ron, don't pay me for that one. You get it for free.
Yeah, no money from Worst Monkey for that one. Oh, my God. So many great shows coming up at the Valmart Amphitheater. Of course, we've got the Cultacular. That means you got Blue Oyster Cult and the Cult.
My God.
And Lisa and the Cult Jam.
Wouldn't think any of those would go together.
Show, one tour at Valmart Amphitheater. And then, of course, I don't know if you're a fan, Geoff. I'm going to guess you aren't. But...
Lay it on me.
Panic on the streets of
London. Boy.
Panic on the streets of Berlin.
Don't let Craig Lemon Sour hear about this one because he'll come running in. My God.
Oh, my God.
They're playing.
One of my favorite bands in the entire world. They aren't playing. The Smiths are not playing.
Oh, they're not playing.
Valmart Amphitheater.
So you screwed me there. You screwed me.
I didn't screw you, but this man will probably play all the Smith songs you've ever wanted to hear, and he's gonna have an opinion about it. Ladies and gentlemen, now in the studio, Morrissey.
Thank you. Just sit right here. Do I sit
right there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. The arm is a little broken on that chair. Just hold on to it.
It is poking me a little bit, but thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure
Morrissey,
to be here.
Welcome to the Geoff and Whisp Show. You and I have met multiple times.
Yes.
One time you were in the Smiths. You guys were in New York. You stopped by my radio station. I worked at The Mountain in New York. And you and Johnny Marr not having a good time. I could kind of see this guy's going solo.
Well, in those days, we used to split. We used to get 2 hotel rooms. And, the four Smiths, we would each share a room. Me and Johnny would share a room. And, the other 2, who I don't know the names, but they would share a room.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows the names.
You look it up on Wikipedia, and I was looking it up there, Morrissey, and no, it just says you and Johnny Marr and 2 question marks.
That's exactly. I look for it every day. I hope somebody will tell me, but
no one's editing that Wikipedia page.
No. But the thing about Johnny Marr, though, was sharing a room with him in those days, and he would use all the towels. Every single towel. They'd be soaking wet when I'd go take a shower or even wipe my face after I brush my teeth. Like, it would just be soaking wet. And I'd say, Johnny, can you just use one of the 2 or even 2? There's 4 towels here, and he used all 4.
I'm glad
most people don't know that the scene in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, where John Candy has used all of the towels and Steve Martin is left with that little washcloth. John Candy, Johnny Marr, it's right there. It's
brushing his teeth.
Brushing
his teeth. From you people don't understand. Valverdeans, they're total slobs. They don't get this, but you get really wet, Morrissey, when you're brushing your teeth, and you're gonna need to towel off.
Oh, you're gonna need a towel.
Well, I always say if you brush your teeth and your face isn't soaking wet, you haven't done it. You haven't done it. Your teeth are not.
Classic Morrissey quote.
Classic Morrissey.
Right.
Write it
Morrissey.
down. Write it down.
I do want to say, if that's okay.
No, please.
The Smiths, that was one
I
week.
do want to say, if that's okay.
Right.
Was that one of yours?
No, that.
Oh, okay. Well, Scotty, My producer
We don't know
behind
who
the
that
glass
was.
there. We don't know. I mean, it could have been a question mark. Either question mark 1 or 2 did that one. But what were you going to say, Morrissey? You are a man of opinions.
I do want to say, look, I understand it. The Smiths, it was a phenomenon, I guess. But that was 1 week of my life.
That was
40 the Smiths was only 1 week.
That was 1 week of my life. Yeah, that really was not much, darling. Since then, I've been a solo artist. I really want to talk about my solo act.
Well, we're going to.
Combined, I've sold really, about 500 records combined as a solo artist, and nobody wants to talk about that. And just people want to talk about the Smiths. But the Smiths, again, that was 1 week of my life 40 years ago, and I'm just tired of talking about it.
Not 5 years. Again, Wikipedia, you got to get on this, because I always thought it was 82, 87. They're not updating the question marks for the other 2 members, but
Scotty, can we get someone from Wikipedia on the horn? Because this really is not going to help a morning show radio program.
Please.
This is where we do our research. This is the only thing we have to do the research.
We do our own research, and it's always on Wikipedia.
But I do want... No, please, Morrissey.
No, if I may, also, many on Wikipedia, I know people write, if there's an executive at Wikipedia, many of the African countries don't have capitals. And I always, why haven't they filled this out? It's crazy.
Wow.
I know
Morrissey,
there are
bringing up the
names.
important topics.
I love it when Morrissey talks about other countries and the people that live
you're in good
in those
territory when
other
Morrissey is bringing up other countries.
You're in for one.
I love
humdinger.
other countries, and I love it when people stay there. That's all.
Oh!
That's my feeling on that.
Wow.
I love other countries, and I want them to stay.
Of course. Now, Morrissey, we've got a lot of questions, but I want to ask, first of all, Val Verde, you've had a very rich, storied past, and frankly, you've been banned from the city for 13 years. What does it feel like to come back to Val Verde after being banned for 13 years?
So, as many of you know, 13 years ago,
right,
I threw a Molotov cocktail at the butcher shop, at the Val Verde butcher shop, and
there you go. I wasn't going to say it. You can bring it up.
I am against violence. I am against violence against animals. Unfortunately, 13 people died in that fire, and they said for each person, you are banned 1 year. From Val Verde. So yeah,
I always wondered why you had a Lucky 13 ban, but I didn't know.
That's why I'm wearing this shirt. It says Lucky 13 on it. And so I
thought it was because you liked rockabilly. I didn't know.
I thought it was rockabilly. I was like, I
looked at the bouffant, the pompadour, and I was like, Morrissey's going to bring out a coffin bass at some point.
The pompadour, and I thought, my God, are we talking to Brian Setzer next? I had to look at the schedule and see if you were going to be pulling Brian Setzer in here.
And but Skeet Ulrich coming in later to show us how to play the coffin bass. Oh, look at that. Good to know. This is going to work out.
Lee Rocker, but I guess not. Okay, so you're here, Lucky 13. You also released that single, Lucky 13, right after the brutal murdering of 13 Val Verde citizens.
Yes. Yes.
Really jolly song for such a dark subject.
Well, I like to think of it as, I was able to save 1 to 3 cows. And that to me is like, because I believe they opened a butcher shop. Oddly, Val Verde, they're very good at, reopening shops. That shop was reopened 2 days later.
Oh, we have so many Molotov cocktails in Val Verde left and right. I mean, you can't stop it. So you got to be prepared.
Yeah, be prepared.
So, for me, as a person who cares so much about animals and so little about brown people, I just wanted to just make a stand. Sometimes a statement is more important than an action, but I did both. So that's what I came here to do.
Sometimes
we're glad to have you here, even though you got me agreeing that about not liking brown people by just doing my normal.
You really
and
kind
now
of
it
tricked
feels
us
like I'm
into
going to
that.
get a point. I'm a little worried about this bullcrap. I got to start listening to what our guests are saying more when they talk.
I can't keep just going. Maybe we've learned the Morrissey lesson this morning. I don't know.
And people of Val Verde, you got to learn now that the 13-year ban is up. You got to learn the Morrissey lesson. Don't just let him talk and say because you might be agreeing to something you don't want to be
right
agreeing
in there. And he's going to get you saying things. It's like
He's
you're
a trickster.
Clapton
You're a
all of
trickster.
sudden.
You're a trickster, Morrissey.
What do I say is the greatest aphrodisiac? It's the truth. So that's that's what's happening. That's what's going on.
aphrodisiac is the truth. Oh, beautiful song. Beautiful
song.
line in Lucky 13 when you right after that you talk about murdering 13 people.
I'm on the butcher shop, yeah.
You're lucky to be murdered by me, Morrissey.
I do have to ask you, Morrissey, before
Please,
we go to
please.
traffic, there was a song you released in the early 90s that really creeped me out and creeped everyone out, and I'm shocked that you weren't banned in more places. Of course, I'm talking about The More You Ignore Me,
Right.
the closer
Right.
I get.
Right. Right.
What were you thinking?
Did you
That's-
think that maybe I wanted to start something called incels?
Yeah, because you kind of did. Let's listen to it for a second.
You're wasting your time.
All right,
I'm
that's
also
enough.
noticing for the first time that you might have also brought upon us that pop punk singing style with that pronunciation of time. It feels a little bit, and Blink-182 is a little bit incel-y. So, I mean, do you have any apologies for this?
That was me. That was me. Unfortunately, that's people. They stole from me. They stole the land from Great Britain.
Oh, they
Okay,
But
well,
that song.
Not
that
going to
song,
agree to that. Not going to agree. I was about to say, yes, but go ahead.
I've been really just an asexual person for my entire life, and
Right.
that song really is about.
Where did this come from?
Well, that song is about writing letters to Margaret Thatcher,
Oh.
and she was ignoring my letters because.
Was
Well,
it a
I-
love thing?
Well, I love Great Britain, so I suppose perhaps, but
Yeah.
she claims to be a strong woman, a strong leader, and she said, she were going to really reclaim Britain for the English, and
Right.
I kept looking around.
Britannia.
Right.
Oh,
And I kept looking
you say
around.
Britannia and Morrissey's on fucking throw the
He may be asexual, but he is saluting your shorts, if you know what I mean.
Britannia. Oh, Britannia. Oh, Morrissey. It's time right now for me to go to traffic.
108.9 The Hawk Traffic with Art Spart.
Well, waffles in the morning, waffles in the evening, waffles at supper time. Or should I say, waffle batter. Now, all over Bobby Blont's way and causing a major insurance convention that you should watch out for. Because, as you might have guessed, it's time for the annual Waffle-a-thon community fundraiser breakfast. Now, we thought we got out of a week filled with traffic nightmares where everyone tries to go to the 3 competing waffle fundraiser breakfasts run by the competing JCs, Shriners, and the Fraternal Order of the Muskrat. An entire week of spread out waffle-based charity breakfasts all across town. Like an Olympics of waffles. But this year, the 3 groups decided to team up for one giant waffle fundraiser. You see, they all realized that we finally needed to do something about that playground that got installed last year at Dio Park. It's just too sharp. No one read the instructions before they bought it and realized that it was missing the sign that said, "This playground is suitable for ages 3 to 13. It simply had a sign that said, "Sharp." And they were not lying. And the town was fierce with the head of the Parks Department, Bucky Tuzzard. So he implored the 3 groups to work their waffle magic right quick to help him out with fundraising. Because Val Verde will only give away their hard-earned money if a waffle is involved. But these 3 secret societies had never worked together before. The infighting was epic. And simply put, they ordered way too much waffle batter. You see, the JCs will always serve regular waffles. The Shriners only Belgian, and the Muskrats, well, they love them Eggo waffles. And much like Tom Petty, these 3 groups of secretive old men would not back down. So they just decided to order a shit ton of waffle batter and Eggos. And would they get it here toot sweet? Well, lucky for them, Iron Maiden is playing the Enormodome this weekend, and all you have to do is scream out the simple phrase, "I need a pilot!" And Bruce Dickinson will come a-running with Maiden's plane Ed Force One. He kicked all the members to the curb, literally, which did cause a bit of traffic back up on Priest Lane, because they were all just wandering around looking for their singer. And of course, their singer was now flying a plane full of waffle batter from the waffle factory over in East-West Charlottesburg. A perfect plan on a perfect plane! Well, almost. because Bruce forgot to kick out Iron Maiden drummer Nico McBrain. He was taking a nap in the bathroom after too many rounds of golf, and he woke up to no band and lots of loose waffle batter. And Nico loves a good prank, so he decided to open up the back of the plane right as it was flying over Bobby Blotzer way, and splat. Long story long, we have waffle batter everywhere, and it's dripping all the way down Hog Street, so expect it to be a little slippery out there. And maybe don't go to Dio Park, because I don't think that playground is getting softened anytime soon. And that's been traffic from the Bert's Funeral Flowers traffic desk. I'm Art Spart on 108.9. The Hawk.
With Bert's Funeral Flowers, with Bert's Funeral Flowers.
Oh, so that's what that was. I mean,
That
it
is
makes
what's
sense.
going on.
It makes sense.
Gotta say, a lot of good traffic information in that report.
Really, you would think that it's, my God, it's so long.
No.
You're like, am I going to glean anything from this?
But
I
then he
learned a
gives
lot.
you the traffic information, and you get it there eventually.
A lot. I also, you can drop many things out of the sky. You can drop waffle batter. You can also drop TNT. You remember the TNT drop from 3 weeks ago?
That was the traffic report, if you ask
Holy
me.
shit. What a power load. Right here on 108.9 The Hot.
I guess you know I own a McDonald's. My very own Mickey D's, where I get to serve you burgers and french fries. Anything you make like, but I'm looking for some good part-time help. You work in the front while I work in the back, so I don't have to work alone. And we could be best friends.
It's true. I'm Michael McDonald, and I'm hiring part-time help because this rock and roll werewolf is tired of running this place all by himself. And if someone works with me, maybe I could finally take vacation, see a movie, eat a meal by myself, or even do a few shows with the Doobie Brothers. I don't think I ever understood how much work goes into a McDonald's franchise. But now I know, and I need help.
You could work with me. Mickey D's, my Michael's McDonald's. A great starting pay, yeah. Well, jobs may come, jobs may go. Why can't I find someone to work with me? Michael McDonald.
Hi, this is Rick Nielsen from Cheap Trick, and you're listening to
108.9 The Hawk.
Michael Dudikoff, Professor Toru Tanaka, Brigitte Nielsen, and Powers Booth. Sometimes the only good chef is a dead one. Recipe for Pain, this Sunday on the Channel 8 Afternoon Action Blowout. Channel 8, your home for great shit.
So I kept writing letters to.
No, Morrissey. We got a back announce. That's the Allman Brothers band with Ramblin' Man. And speaking of Ramblin' Men,
Ramblin' Man threw us off there.
We
Jesus.
still have Morrissey in the studio right now. Now, okay.
Thank you.
I was feeling the grooves of Greg Allman and Dwayne Allman right there, but you were still talking about Margaret Thatcher.
Yes,
I thought I was getting dizzy from Dwayne Allman's slide guitar, where I was like, it's kind of in between notes. I feel loopy, but then I realized it was just because of Morrissey's story that was merging with the slide guitar.
Iron
That's
Lady,
right.
Iron Lady. Okay, so tell us the rest of the story.
Well, one of the greatest injustices that I've ever found, is when Margaret Thatcher took over. I thought, well, Mr. Bean will become Sir Bean. She would knight Mr. Bean.
Oh my God!
And years
Good
later,
Sir Rowan Atkinson.
You mean the character, not Rowan?
not Rowan Atkinson.
No,
who I'm
no,
not
no,
a
no.
fan of.
Because fuck him,
you
right?
hate him.
Yeah,
You hate him.
I'm not a fan of
Blackadder
Rowan
can
Atkinson.
go to hell.
He pops up in Love Actually, putting that gift together, and you're like, no, thank you, sir.
Hot Shots Part 2. I say,
Yeah,
Hot
I'm
Shots Part
out.
shit. Get out of here,
Johnny
Rowan.
English.
More like Johnny Shithead is what Morrissey
thank you.
says,
I set you
not
up.
me.
I set you up. Okay, so Mr. Bean would be Sir Bean. Now, what
That's
would
right.
a Britannia be like if Mr. Bean were Sir Bean?
Well, I just think, when you think about Mr. Bean, he represents England so well. He just, casually walking around the world,
Right.
fixing things, engaging, no anger, no predisposition, just enjoying the world and making little adjustments. That's Mr. Bean, and Mr. Bean represents England. England represents Mr. Bean, and I just think he should be Sir Bean. For just really also you put England on the map. Like people think of England, they think of Mr. Bean, and vice versa.
That is true. I actually first think of beans on toast in a full English,
Right.
and then that leads me, of course, to think about Mr. Bean, and then I think about a lot of little tiny Mr. Beans on top of some buttered toast, and I'm like, well, that's a delicious meal, Sir Bean.
Delicious. Now,
Of course, we are sponsored by Sir Bean.
Sir Bean.
The best English beans ever.
If you want,
They say nothing when you eat them.
They say nothing when
They say nothing when you eat
You
them.
ain't gonna say nothing when you eat them. They are the finest British store right here in all of Val Verde. Sir Bean, that's a freebie. You didn't pay for that. You did get a freebie. Now, your song, No Anger, No Disposition, is about Sir Bean and your thoughts about that. Why?
Well, Mr. Bean, he's just, he's enjoying the world. He just kind of, just that to me is the English. Just no anger, no disposition. Just, just traveling to Zimbabwe. And
so you're saying when traveling the world, you like a bean that's out of England. You like a bean that is on the move.
That's right.
Like on a train or stuck in a phone booth in Qatar or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, he goes
Exciting.
again. It's the adjustments he makes to the world around him, Mr. Bean. That's the way that England does, We put down roads and schools all over the world. That to me is Mr. Bean.
That is Mr.
You put
Bean.
a turkey on your head, that's England to me, right there.
I always
England to
like
me.
when someone says, "Do your best British accent, Wisp Turlington," right now. I always do the Mr. Bean voice, which is
Yes. Dead on. Oh my goodness, I'm getting hungry for some Mr. Beans on toast right now. Oh my
head on down to Sir Bean for that. Now, you got a big show at the amphitheater. Now, this is almost as kind of like a homecoming, so you can finally come back to your other home outside.
Your other homeland.
Right.
That you're
This
referring
is
to.
Lesser Britain right here, which Val Verde was once known as.
We do change our town sign to Lesser Britain every time Morrissey plays. And it's been 13 years, so we haven't had to change it in a while.
Yeah.
It's been 13 years. What can we expect from this show?
Well, it's pretty excited. It's we've sold over 75 tickets.
You sound excited.
You sound so excited, Morrissey.
Yeah,
I gotta say.
Yeah.
And you sold how many tickets again?
75 tickets so far.
75
excited,
tickets.
It's a small but mighty crowd. They're
I mean, you
excited
have only
regardless.
sold 500 records, according to you. I think, according to Wikipedia,
combined.
it says a lot more than that. But
You
that's
can't always trust what's on Wikipedia. It's just
That is true. You
anyone,
can't trust.
But I will be debuting my new single, which I'm very excited about. It's just
breaking. Wait. Is this breaking news? Is this breaking news?
All
Okay,
right,
here it
throw it
goes.
up,
Here you
Scotty.
go. Do it.
All the news you can use, or the news you can lose. It's news time on 108.9 The Hawk.
Well, I'm just promoting my new single. It's called "Your Days Are Numbered, Packy."
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so
oh my God. No.
Hold
if
on.
you could nod,
Let me-
if you could nod,
no.
if I could say it again,
I
if you
almost
could
said,
nod, I'd
yeah,
agree.
yeah.
Absolutely no. I caught you there, Geoff. Absolutely not.
I was just in
Morrissey.
cruise control, morning DJ
You're
cruise
like,
control, and that's not going to work out well.
weather.
Okay.
Oh my God. Speaking of,
It's time for weather on 108.9 The Hawk.
holy hell, it's
Oh
still
my
cold
God.
outside. It's too hot in here.
I gotta say, for how cold it is, I'm sweating a lot in here, if you know what I mean.
It's comfortable for me. It's
You clearly seem comfortable, Morrissey.
You
You
seem
seem
very
comfortable
comfortable
with a
with
lot
all
of
of
things
this.
that should make you uncomfortable, but that's maybe another story that I'm sure you're still going to tell us. But
Okay. Regroup.
not looking
I just-
forward to hearing that new Morrissey song as a chant at an English football match at some
my
point.
God.
If I could, I'd love
Ever.
to close the show by singing a little bit of the song. But I always say, like, my songs.
You're ready
they're
to
like,
shut our show
yeah.
down.
You
Morrissey,
are.
you can't come here 13 years and come in and control
Look,
our show.
we are struggling. Yes, we understand that we're struggling. We're bringing in some of the worst businesses in Val Verde to pay for all of this, and you are trying to shut us. Did the other 108.9 The Hawk, our competitors, did they send you over here specifically to fuck us?
All I do is tell the truth. I don't know. I guess.
Scotty, did we even book Morrissey today, or is it the other 108.9 The Hawk trying to get me canceled for agreeing with something Morrissey has said here? What
Morrissey,
is going
I
on
have to say, if all you say is the truth, I'm going to test you on it right now.
Please.
Because we're going to tell all of our listeners what the new mugs are down at Jugs Mug Emporium, Val Verde East. My God, you want the best jugs around? You want the best mugs around, really. That's mugs with 4 Gs because you know they're telling the truth. Geoff, you were down there yesterday doing a hot cast from 4 until 6. What were some of your favorite mugs that you saw down there at Jugs Mug Emporium, Val Verde East?
My favorite one across the board just said best jugs, and then in parentheses, magazine. And I'm thinking this was actually just trademarked materials from Jugs Magazine, but it worked quite well at Jugs Mug Emporium. What about you, Wisp? I know you weren't down there yesterday, but you're there every other day. What did
they
you
send
see
me the
lately?
list every day in my email? I open it up, I open the computer, and I'm like, this damn thing.
You go through a bunch of next doors, next door emails, try to unsubscribe.
Val Verde, Valmart Amphitheater, Morrissey's coming.
Morrissey's coming, oh my God.
And then, of course,
group,
I get the list from Jugs Mug Emporium, and then the best one, it says, cocaine? I thought I was drinking coffee.
Very nice.
Morrissey, what was your favorite mug down there at Jugs Mug Emporium?
One of the it's kind of interesting because I did look at the mugs and there was a pleasant one. It said, "Don't talk to me until my coffee is down to here," and the line was actually quite high. It says under that it said, "Actually, I'm having a pretty good day. It's fine to talk to me." So it's just
Interesting.
usually these mugs say, "Don't talk to me at all." Today's not your day, But this mug said.
This one was in the thinker section of Jugs Mug Emporium. There are ones that really you sit there and for a little while you're like, I don't know if I get this one.
I was over in the thinking section over the weekend looking for a birthday gift for my best friend in the entire world, Nick Nolte, and it says, "Don't bother me when I'm making this face," and it's basically you're just a shit-eating reverse grin.
Just a shit-eating reverse grin.
Morrissey gets it.
And that one was right next to E equals MC shit-eating grin. And I was like, oh, that one is a thinker.
I got that for Nick, too, and he loved it. He opened his package. That's the best thing about a Nick Nolte birthday. He opens his box, and he's just like, he's eating it like a dog. He is eating the box. He's ripping the paper up like those TikToks you'll see of dogs opening Christmas presents. And I'm like, Nick, slow down. We've got dinner. We got Seabird's burritos. He's like, he pulls it out, and he laughed so hard.
Well, one of my favorite mugs, which I bought from my mother, it says, tea is like cum. I'll take an English breakfast. So that is a nice.
That's a loving one. That's a loving one.
Spit out my wine. That one.
You know what, Scotty? More wine.
I get it. I gotta go over and get that today. Scotty, hit me. Oh my God. Oh, this is all down at Jugs Mug Emporium. Remember, you can head on down there and Val Verde East. Jugs Mug Emporium. Jugs Mug Emporium.
Now this is interesting. Did you little known fact, Morrissey?
I thought that he would be doing like Jugs Mug Emporium.
But this is interesting. Little known fact, Wisp actually wrote that theme song for Jugs Mug Emporium. This could be,
Morrissey?
Could you do a nice Morrissey remix where you just come in and just sing a hook on there?
I would love that.
Then let's do it right now.
It would be just like that T.I. song with Rihanna on it, where everyone goes, I think this is a Rihanna song. They're like, nope, surprise. It's actually T.I. Rihanna's just the one you know. And it could be like that. And I don't know who's T.I. and who's Rihanna in this situation.
I don't know.
That's for you guys to figure out in Thunderdome, all right?
All of these names, they keep coming in. And I'm trying so hard to keep up with pop culture.
Oh, the kids today.
Because I want to be relevant to the radio market here in Val Verde. Morrissey, my question for you.
Please.
How do you stay relevant?
So, that's a good question. I guess I know I can sense you're a little uncomfortable with my talk
racism.
about well, just the way I talk about immigrants, but
and the racism.
But I would say my songs are like immigrants. Everyone was okay with them in the 80s, and now we're wondering why they're making new ones. And
I'm worried now, Wisp, by the way, that us both saying "oh" was complicit agreement to what he said after that.
I know these shows go up as podcasts for everybody to hear. Can we maybe remove that before
maybe
it goes
a little
out
stronger editing than we usually do?
A really tight edit on that one. Like, let's make this one at least a 3-minute show.
If you could edit more agreement, actually.
No,
Scotty, don't listen to Morrissey.
No,
and by the way, that's a new shirt we've got in the 108.9
Don't listen to Morrissey.
store is Scotty, don't listen to Morrissey.
1089thehawk.com. You can click on store. That'll be right there. Literally, anything you say now, Morrissey, Geoff and I should just go, no!
Scotty, I will give you a seat on stage if you just edit more agreement into everything I say for this podcast.
That's God.
3, 2, 1. No!
Although I gotta say, it's a real Sophie's choice here. Because I don't want to agree with Morrissey, but there is something interesting about picturing Scotty sitting on stage with Morrissey singing all the songs really directly to Scotty's face. I mean, I don't know where to go with this one.
Especially when you're singing the song Sophie's Choice at Scotty, where it's like,
so glad you made the
choice for
most people forget, but I read it on Wikipedia that you and #1 wrote the theme song to Sophie's Choice, and it was a beautiful song.
That's right.
Now, when you were writing the song, Little Man, What Now?
God, so many goddamn questions in Smith's and Morrissey songs, I gotta say.
How soon is now? Here we go. Let's listen a little.
Nostalgia television show.
All right, that's enough, Scotty.
Was this your Billy Joel's We Didn't Start the Fire?
It feels like this was your We Didn't Start the Fire.
You're just listing off things.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're like, what now, little man?
Well, I've always believed that Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire." It's a very American song. It's it's all about the American ethos, and I felt that the English need one. They need and I always considered myself the English Billy Joel. I basically
I've actually heard that one. Not even on Wikipedia. A lot of people always saying Morrissey's the English Billy Joel.
English Billy Joel. What more about that?
Well, just
was that a good question?
No. I'm not gonna lie, Wisp. I can't lie. Terrible question, but I'm loving the answer already. Morrissey, what do you got for us?
Hit me.
I do want to say 2 things you're doing I really enjoy. First of all, you're impersonating me to my face, and that I love.
Most people really love it, especially on morning radio, to be just impersonated to their face.
Now,
it's like when someone says, "You know who you look like," and that answer's always going to be complimentary and not total garbage.
Scotty, now, can you cue up the part of Little Man What Now that we both agree sounds a lot like Billy Joel? And here it goes. Immigration, 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 no. That was the part that we were both like, before he comes in, should we ask about this?
We talked about it for a good 30 seconds.
Well, believe it or not, that part of the song is actually not about immigration. That is a metaphor, believe it or not. Yeah, that's really about friendship.
Anything. I don't know. This is a trap.
I know. I think I just agreed complicitly again by just even saying to that.
No,
but
that's
go
about
on,
friendship.
Morrissey.
That's about friendship because, look, the English and the Nazis, they started off on a bad foot.
No.
And now we realize one of us was right, one of us was wrong. Let's let
if only we could get Beetlejuice in here to put a zipper either on my lips or Morrissey's lips.
So many times to do this.
Because I'll say it right now, Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. Literally, I'm going to fire off something to try to change the subject. And ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by the Val Verde Radio Partners Consortium. It is your community calendar, a service of Val Verde Radio Partners and Consortium. And oh my God, make sure you're heading over there. Book Drive, Val Verde Library, 15th through the 30th. They want your books. They're going to put them in a stinky room.
Yeah.
And all of these Clive Cusslers and all of
John
these
Saul.
all of these Louis L'Amours are going to be piled up in this room, and then later, next March, they're going to sell them to you at a price well above free.
Well above free, but
Well above free.
gonna be worth it because they've all been manhandled by old men.
Oh my God, everything is just broken apart as if they were jacking material. What do you think there? What are you looking forward to, Geoff?
Oh my God, I'm looking forward to next month. We've got Beet Festival.
Oh,
That's right. Val Verde celebrating our favorite root vegetable, the beet. And of course, that one's going to be hosted by Greg Lemon Sour, who
God.
notoriously not only hates them, but is allergic to beets.
Well, that's
and he actually has a written thing he wanted me to read. He's like, all right, are we good? Are we okay? Why are you making me run?
Greg?
This is me. If Greg was here, I'd be doing
Okay, you're doing the impression
to
okay,
his face.
Yes, hit it.
Are we all right? Are we good here? All right, this is Greg Lemon Sour. We're going deep with Greg Lemon Sour. And I don't know what station manager Ron's thinking by putting me down at the Beat Festival, but I'm feeling like Klaus Nomi being looked over at SNL for David Bowie stealing my material. And I have to say, no thank you, no goodness. I am out of here. No beats for Greg. Are we good, Beats? No, we are not. Not a bad Greg.
That was a very good Greg that you just did. Scotty, we really have... Okay. Scotty says we have to let Morrissey say what his favorite community event coming up is. I can only imagine.
My favorite community event?
Yeah.
So, my favorite is the Shirley Jackson's The Lottery that you do.
Oh, God.
Where everybody takes a number, okay, and whoever draws the wrong number gets stoned in the middle of Val Verde, and that really to me represents community. It really shows, the beauty of Val Verde. It's something that other cities don't do anymore. This Shirley Jackson's The Lottery. So I just think that to me is something that's really beautiful that you do here in town. That's why I made my second home here.
Geoff, do not say anything. Geoff.
I gotta say, I was looking at Wikipedia and I was looking at what the song How Soon Is Now is about, and it was about stoning people in a Shirley Jackson style, The Lottery, and we should have known that was coming. That noise that goes, that Johnny Marr does is the sound of someone screaming as their blood comes gushing out of their head.
And that's Val Verde. That's Community Calendar on 108.9 The Hawk, brought to you by
Really
Val
went
Verde
downtown.
Radio Partners and Consortium.
My God.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We'll be back with more Morrissey.
Such a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, no, it's...
No, you don't agree. Don't agree, Wisp. That one's going. That one's getting pulled.
Really? Okay, he says we have to play this. It's Treat Me Like a Human Being, Morrissey. 108.9 The Hawk. I can't believe you got permission to use a sitar.
My God, yes. You ever get a hunger for a meal that's fine at best? Well, then come on down to Weird Airport Burritos. The only restaurant in Val Verde replicating those weird burritos that you get at an airport when you ran out of options. Served to you on a half-warm but mostly cold tortilla that kinda seems like pita. You'll have up to 4 options of protein. Chicken, garbanzo beans, one we just call meat, and for some reason we're counting potatoes as protein. And these weird airport burritos will be full of all of the delicious fillings you love. Mushy, unseasoned white rice, hard as a rock, unseasoned black beans, and borderline frozen shredded sharp cheddar. And that's it. You gotta pay extra for the pico de gallo and the sour cream. And it's all surprisingly expensive. So replicate your travel meals, but on land, here at Weird Airport Burritos, where our chips cost extra.
I don't even need to say my name, but this is Jeff Skunk Baxter from the Doobie Brothers, and you're listening to
108.9 the hawk. Carbon monoxide. Some call it the silent killer. Some call it a poof of uh-oh air. I just call it that smell. Hi, I'm Jerry Van Zandt, third cousin twice removed of Leonard Skinner founder Ronnie Van Zandt, and I am the owner and proprietor of That Smell Carbon Monoxide Detection Agency. Carbon monoxide. You can't smell it, but I can, which is why I went into this line of business. It's also the reason Ronnie wrote that song, That Smell. Yes, that song, That Smell, is all about this guy. Cousin Ronnie called me one day and said, Cousin Jerry, you know how you're the only person who can smell carbon monoxide? And I said, yes, Cousin Ronnie. And he said, well, I wrote a damn song about it. And I said, I'll do you one better. I'll name my company after that damn song. And he said, shucks. So if you want the best nose for sniffing out carbon monoxide in the greater Verde Valley, you call me. It's the only thing that I can smell. So if I smell it, I'm gonna shout, run! And you're gonna pay me $100 at That Smell Carbon Monoxide Detection Agency. Run!
Not only do we rock you all day long on 108.9 The Hawk in the Greater Valley area, you can hear the damn Hawk wherever you go. Just search 108.9 The Hawk wherever you find those podcasts. Seriously, wherever you find them. Those podcasts could be in a hole in the ground, could be off a trail over by the outer lands, or maybe those podcasts are hiding in the tip jar of Cherry Guys, Val Verde's 9th favorite Warrant tribute band. Hey dude, get your hand out of the f***ing tip jar. And when you do find them, let me know, because I've been looking all over. We're podcast choice for classic rock. 108.9 The Hawk. Oh, the balm that takes me away from all Morrissey music and things. It's the Billy Squire, the stroke.
That Squire shot.
But
Helps
man,
you out.
you're just a winner now. Oh my God. Geoff and Whisp Show, 108.9 The Hawk.
May I talk about a song that I heard recently?
I mean, you're
you
here,
don't
and I
mind.
guess we have to let you.
we have to
Morrissey.
let
What do you
So I
got?
don't.
That's
I don't
radio
really like-
rules. That's
I
radio
don't really like the
rules.
music that's come out in the last 30 to 70 years, but I did hear a song I
What
did
were you
like.
listening to 70 years ago, Morrissey?
I really like that background music in Charlie Chaplin movies. That's one of my favorites.
There you go. You're a huge fan of the Charleston.
Yeah,
You do have one of the number one premier wax cylinder collections of
You really
Charlie
do.
Chaplin
That's
and
one thing
Buster
you-
Keaton soundtrack music.
One thing that
I have
people
that
don't say-
house that the window fell and it falls through the window.
really?
I bought that house. Yeah. When I walk out my door, I just every day that wall falls on me.
You
That's
every
gotta get
day,
expensive to set that up
every
every
day,
day.
Morrissey goes out and he's like, pull it, and it falls down right on top of you,
That's
but you
right.
go through it.
My God.
What are the neighbors
And then he's like,
think
I forgot
about
my
that?
keys. I forgot my shoe. I got to
Pull
go
it
back in.
up. Pull it back up. I got to get my keys.
They do not like it. I've killed three to seven house cats doing that. They are not fans of that.
Jesus.
But
You try to, you think we're in a benign territory, and then Morrissey just brings
that's
it
what I
down
thought
again.
living in England until the immigrants came. But that's
my God.
Okay.
Okay.
One second. Before you say anything else, Morrissey, Scotty, mute him and make sure none of this is going through his headphones. Good. Geoff, what the fuck?
I know. I can't believe 108.9, the other Hawk,
Did
screwed
this.
us like this and sent this over. This is
I am trying to be a professional,
trying it.
but there's a part of me that wants to drone Morrissey into the ground.
Wisp, you know my feelings on droning.
I'm going to let you make this call.
You know my deep feeling.
I
You've
know.
taken my beloved flappers away
I
umpteenth
did.
times.
But it brought back another one and a better one.
And then
now
it
known
got
as the Flappers
droned
Cantina.
again. But
Yeah.
you know, I have to say, there's always got to be exceptions to the rule.
Okay.
And if there's one thing we can always agree on, is you can definitely drone Morrissey.
Okay.
Scotty,
Okay.
may I have some romaine lettuce and a bowl of milk and a bowl of almond milk? Thank you.
Oh my God! He didn't
Making
mute the
demands.
mic, and we could hear his disgusting. This is actually solidifying my.
Wait. What was that order again? Romaine and almond milk together.
I guess that's what vegetarians eat. Is what we're getting at there.
Okay. You're back, Morrissey. Welcome back to the
Thank
Geoff and
you.
Whisp Show.
What were you? Yeah, you were whispering quietly to each other. Didn't?
Oh no!
Oh, we were
it's
just doing
stuff.
company
talking
business, comedy business, comedy
I was
business.
like comedy business.
Yeah.
That's literally
That's
what
it.
we say. When any morning show, radio show, the hosts are whispering to each other. They're always saying comedy business, comedy business.
It's like hubba gubba when you're on the when you're treading the boards.
Red leather, yellow leather, red
Toy
leather, yellow
boat.
leather.
Toy
see.
boat. Boston's first LP was a #1 hit.
Johnny Depp is a great slide guitar player.
Oh,
Speaking of Johnny Depp, your best friend.
that's right.
Wow.
Johnny Depp. He's a great man.
Very enthusiastic, Morrissey.
Yeah.
Was that the top? Is that you enthusiastically at a 10?
That's me at a 10. Yeah.
Okay. Can we hear more? What's Morrissey at a 15 like?
I would say I'm up here. I'm up here when I'm at a 15. So that's
Starts
really
to sound a little bit
He's a
like
little
little
Liverpudlian.
Paul McCartney or John Lennon there, a little Liverpudlian.
When I get up here at a 15.
And I become a 15, don't you know?
Once again, I love that you're impersonating me right to my face.
I'm sorry. It's something
Welcome
you
to
cannot
morning
break
radio.
us from. You can't break us from it. Now, you said you had something to say, Morrissey. Say it.
Well, I listened to this song. I'm not a big music fan. Again, the last 30 to 70 years of music really can throw it in the garbage, right in the garbage. But
Right in the bin.
I heard this song the other day for the first time. It was quite good. It was it's about a hotel in California, and in the song, it's kind of interesting. They said you can check in anytime you like, that's exactly how hotels work. Really, you can check in almost anytime you like, except at the Super 8 Val Verde where you can't check in after 6 p.m. for some reason. I just
Nobody's working the front desk.
There's like a 15-minute window when you can check into the
Good luck.
My God.
You literally have to get to the Super 8 Val Verde between 3 and 6. After that, you just ate a night. You ate a night.
Yeah.
And then you eat a wonderful complimentary continental breakfast every morning at the Super 8 Val Verde.
Well, that's right. Yeah, I couldn't eat anything because I'm a vegan, so I had to have my usual. I always bring a bag of Raisinets and rice that I just
delicious
vegan
you eat those
Raisinets
together.
is what I'm assuming you found, not the ones with
Raisinets
real chocolate
and rice. Yeah.
No, Raisinets and rice. It's a bag of Raisinets, the brand candy, and some rice,
and you pick off all the chocolate to just get the raisins in there.
That's right, because I'm a vegan, so I can't have that. So
it's a fun activity at the same time, isn't it, Morrissey?
Because the road can be hell. You got to kill time sometimes.
Is hell. Okay, so you heard this, so you can check in anytime, but you know what, Morrissey?
Yeah. No, it was quite a good metaphor, because it said just like a hotel, you can check in anytime you like, but then it gets to this part which I really liked, right? And in a hotel you just check in anytime you like, and when you leave, sometimes you can leave the key in the hotel room. You could take the key.
We've heard the song. The song. The Eagles.
It's the Eagles. Everyone pretty much knows this, and you just heard it, but that's all right.
We just heard it. We played it 2 minutes
You haven't listened to new music in 30 to 70 years,
like,
according to this large window.
We saw you perk up while we were playing it on the air there, Morrissey.
Well, most of the music in the last 30 to 70 years has been garbage, so I just really don't listen to it. But
understandable.
But then the next part after, you can check in anytime you like. That was very interesting.
Right.
Because again, just like in a hotel, you can check in anytime. That's really just one of the hallmarks of a hotel.
Yes, we get it, Morrissey.
That's how hotels work.
We understand how hotels work. You check in anytime.
So that part struck me quite well, because again, it's a metaphor, but it's also reality. That's my favorite type of music. Because
then what happens, Morrissey? What happens next, Morrissey?
The line after that really struck me, because while the first line, again, much like reality.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, my God.
What was the line, Morrissey?
You can check in anytime. Yes. You can check in anytime. Yes.
You can check in.
I'm tearing up over here because it's such a beautiful line.
You can check in anytime, and it's like, that's normal.
Well,
it's like I'm plunkety on the bass, and I don't know which song I'm playing. Am I playing Sea Moon, or am I playing Junior's Farm?
I never get tired of you impersonating me to my face.
No, I love doing it.
It is.
It's very rude. It's
it.
very fucking rude, but I feel it in this moment. I feel an anger I haven't felt.
Oh, my God.
In a very long time. And here's the thing.
He's going to lay it out for you. I mean, I'm already confused here, Whisp, because I'm waiting for the second line. But I'm also worried that we're not going to hear it.
Give me the second line, Morrissey. Give me the second line.
The second line of the song says, really, the second line of that line says, but you can never leave.
That's right.
Was beautiful, because that's an interesting line, because really, letting anybody come in at any time, but they don't leave, That's Britain's immigration policy. And
boy.
Drones 1 through 423.
Affirmative. Fire! Now firing weapons to pull him into space.
And we'd like to thank Morrissey for coming by. Too bad he got dragged out into space by Drone 82. Now, here's the thing, Geoff. I was very, very nice in that moment.
You're very nice.
I did not kill Morrissey.
That's good. He's just up out in space. That's fine.
He's up in space. He's going to be there for 13 years.
Hey, you got to pay the piper.
Hey, sometimes you got to pay the... What's that?
In the next hour, Skeet Ulrich's here. He's going to be doing his version of the Pied Piper.
Oh, thank God.
For all the children of Val Verde. Let's make it nicer.
God. Oh, my God. I wonder, is there any way, Scotty, I know that Drone 83 has a microphone on it. Can we check in with Morrissey right now? He should be in the upper areas. Morrissey, what's going on over there, buddy?
Well, here's my newest song. Your days are numbered, Packy.
Okay, now we're going to leave him up there. Cut him out.
Yeah,
cut him out. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's just, oh, my God. That's not going to work either. Oh, in a situation like this, when you've been dealing with bad stuff and things about race, you want to play. It's Leonard Scannard on 108.9 The Hog.
Oh, boy, this feels problematic.
Oh, probably shouldn't have gone that direction, huh? Alexis Pereira. Welcome to 108.9.
Wow. Thank you guys so much. Do I sit here?
Yes, right there.
The
arm's a little broken. Watch out for that.
Here.
Ow,
Yeah,
it's
the
like
arm's
poking me.
broken. Yeah, the other arm broke when Drone 83 pulled Morrissey up into the upper
Wow.
atmosphere.
You had Morrissey on?
Yeah.
Crazy,
it's
right?
Crazy.
My favorite singer.
It's great. Do you even listen to Morrissey?
I do. I haven't. I'm a big Smiths fan.
Yes, I do
and
too.
then-
I love the Smiths.
Then Kill Uncle and a
Yeah.
lot of his early albums I love. And then I guess I still check in with him every
Yeah.
now and then. But not as not as much.
Why is that?
I did hear.
Why are you not checking in with Morrissey as much, Alexis?
Well, it's probably the same reason. I don't know if you heard this. Miley Cyrus sang a verse on one of his songs recently.
Yes. Yes.
And her manager made him take it out.
Yes, they
Smart move.
completely remove her, and he's like, I don't understand why Miley won't let Miley decide. And we're like, I think Miley decided.
Yeah.
I think Miley's also like, I don't want to say anything on this because anything else I say will be tied to Morrissey. So,
That's right.
manager, please remove me from the song. Alexis, welcome to 108.9 The Hog. It's so fun to have you on here.
Thank you so much.
You are a writer on Disney's Hamster and Gretel.
Yeah.
Very different from The Hawk.
Oh, yeah.
A little, not completely. But
Not
a little,
complete- it's still okay. Okay.
the same vibe. Lots of music. We have a
Lots
song
of
every
music.
episode.
Yes. Yeah. How has that
So-
experience been writing on that show? Is it?
It's been great. The creator of Phineas and Ferb, Dan Povenmire, made it. It's his third show, and working with him is really great. Not only is very funny, it's like I run bits by him, and he'll beat me to the end of it constantly, and he'll be like, "Oh wait, I know where you're going, but it should be this." And it's it's so crazy. He's
Bit races.
Yeah, he's so brilliant. So that's just been super fun. Basically the show, it's trying to make Dan laugh, and Dan's seen everything. He worked on Rocko's Modern Life and Hey Arnold, and
Right.
he just worked on so many shows, and he's just has this depth of knowledge about kind of comedy and just writing. It's so basically I just sit there and I'm just like, man, what surprising thing can I come up with to try to make Dan laugh? And it's just incredible.
That's a good way to work, honestly.
It is a very good way to work.
So if I can make somebody laugh, then chances are good that's going to go in.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. It's such a fun show. It's a kid's show, but I've watched it because of you and because we are friends.
Of course.
And we have done, the three of us were all at UCB New York for many years. I was on mod teams that were the sketch teams on UCB, and Alexis directed many of them.
Yeah.
So, which
Jason's
was
very
always a lot
good.
of fun. Thank you.
Very good actor.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
You were I remember when you left, so it was well, I think this is the beginning of the end of mod.
I think mod's
Yeah.
ending. I think
Wow.
it's ending.
Not according to UCB. Let it keep
Not
on
according. But
trucking.
no, you know,
It's back.
I'm rooting
It's
for
back.
them. I'm rooting for them. Let's see what happens.
It's always a real
It could be
point
fun.
counterpoint when it comes to UCB on the
I know.
108.9
It is
The
real.
Hawk. Jason
Yeah.
feels the need to root for it for some reason.
I don't know. Well,
He has a lot of gambling debts to draft.
I also have,
That's one of the
I also-
problems.
I also like to play everything between me and Geoff as Frost Nixon.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, that's
can
really
tell.
what that's our dynamic for this show. One thing we do ask every now and then on the show, it used to be a regular thing, but you know, some guests come on and we don't know if they'll be able to answer this question or not, but I'm really curious with you is what is your personal relationship to classic rock? Did you grow up listening to it? Was it around or like, you know, where does that pop in for you?
I listened to 104.3 K-Rock.
yeah.
Right? Yeah. Growing up, like pretty religiously. It was kind of an interesting thing because my dad was a musician, so it was like really tough like to get him to like modern music. Obviously, like, you know, he didn't like pop or anything like that.
He didn't like any of it?
So where we landed in the car was K-Rock, because it would be like, all right, like, you know, classic rock and, you know, occasional Beatles, you know, things like that. So I listened to like a lot of classic rock and stuff. I think was Opie and Anthony on K-Rock? I think so. Or I can't remember now. Like maybe the afternoon.
I'm not entirely sure. I think they were. I'm see, you know, everyone else experienced all of these, you know, big radio shows growing up and listening to these shows, and growing up in the mountains of Virginia, I just had John Boy and Billy out of Charlotte, and it was mainly just like a bunch of NASCAR jokes and everything. So I can't answer those questions sometimes. A lot of people loved Opie and Anthony, and boy, did that go in a completely different direction.
Yeah,
huh?
it did.
They were different. Back then. It's kind of interesting. Like a lot of these like it wasn't. I mean, whatever. There was this New York sensibility, I guess, of like, you know, centrist who doesn't really think much about like, you know, politics, but like a little bit.
Yeah.
And so, you know, then like Anthony Cumia, now he's just like such a right winger.
Oh my
It's
God.
like crazy. So it was like K-Rock was like Howard Stern in the morning was on K-Rock. Like, so it was like stuff like that. Like, it seems like it was like the fun station to listen to, you know. And then,
I'm jealous of that. I'm jealous of everybody that got to listen to that type of stuff growing up because, like I said, mine was like, I'm John Boy and I'm Billy. And coming up this weekend, we're going to talk about the Lowe's 400. And it's just like, all right, great, excitement. But that's cool. That is really cool. So were there any like particular bands that you guys bonded over that weren't like the Beatles? Was your dad like, oh shit, I love the Allman Brothers?
Allman Brothers, definitely. Like, to be fair, he liked Michael Jackson a lot. So it wasn't like totally like, he didn't like all pop. Like, it's just like modern pop, like, you know, Z100 kind of like was kind of out. He was out on that. Yeah. But like he was a big John Denver fan.
Wow.
So,
okay.
Like, you know, Jim Croce.
Get it, John Denver. Get it. Jim Croce. That's a good one. That's like my grandmother really loved Jim Croce and like Cat Stevens.
I've been listening to a lot of
Cat
Cat lately.
Yeah.
T for Tillerman's a great record.
T for the Tillerman, man. My grandmother recorded that on cassette and sent it to me. She's like, I don't know if you've ever heard T for the Tillerman. And that's the copy I listened to growing up. And yeah, it's such a solid record. Solid record.
And the Eagles, like, you know, bands like with a little bit, you know, not like, but bands a little more of like a melody, I guess, like, like stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know.
Do you still rock a lot of classic rock at home, or what are you listening to these days?
I actually do like Leonard Skinner a lot. Yeah. I have a very eclectic music taste. Like, I guess it's like New York, like growing up in New York, like you just are introduced to everything. Like, so I would like cycle through like Hot 97, like rap, and like Z100, which is always like top hits. And then like K-Rock, which is like rock. And like, those are like the three stations to listen to. And like really kind of got like a nice mix. And so even today, I still like, you know, like listen to AC/DC and, you know, I'll just enjoy all of it, especially if you're a sports fan. Like, you know, it's fucking like, you know, I'm a Rangers fan. Like, they just, that's all they play sometimes. So
Thunderstruck. So much in sporting events. I don't remember. That has to be a recent thing, right? Like I know it was played a little bit, maybe 10 to 15 years ago, but now it's like every sporting event you're going to hear like at least 6 times.
I guess so. I don't remember. I guess what was being played, like, you know, in the 90s, but like I just feel like every Rangers game, it's like they played Thunderstruck.
Oh yeah,
like they're down 1. We need.
Alexis, thank you so much for being here. Any plugs? Anything you want to plug here?
Yeah.
The
well,
airwaves.
Season 2 of Hamster and Gretel kicks off on September 14th.
Nice.
My first full episodes will come out. I wrote in the first season too, but like just kind of, the little punch ups. But like my first full episodes that I wrote myself pop up on September 14th on Disney and Disney Plus. I'm really excited about that.
Amazing.
And I don't know, just check me out on Twitter.
Twitter, pissing everybody off with
Nonstop.
Do you still get replies? So Alexis did this thing a few years ago where he posted a fake paper that a student wrote.
Yeah.
And then you like wrote all the teacher notes on it and everything. And it blew up. And everyone was so pissed at you.
The world
Was so pissed at you.
Yeah.
Do you still get comments on that?
So first of all, I want to say Jason kind of lived through that with me because it was like hundreds of thousands of like millions of like, it was crazy. Like people were just like commenting. It was like the internet for a week. It was a Tom and Jerry essay.
Yes.
And people called my job, like trying to get me fired.
Yes.
It was really insane. Which really, by the way, people at my job, like, I did work at a school. I was in IT at the time. And I remember like my boss above me was kind of like, oh, this is hilarious. Like he's like getting emails and he's just like, this is hysterical. People like really hate you. And then like the president and the dean met with me briefly and they were kind of like, is any of this real? Like, and I was like, no. And they're like, okay, well,
I'm not a teacher.
Well, not a teacher. So I have muted every single connection to that tweet, right? I still have it up, but like, again, it's still like, but the funny thing is people still find it once a year, or once every 6 months, really, another, like one of these like Instagram sites, like, men's comedy will be like, check out this essay.
Lad Bible. It's on Lad Bible this week.
Yeah, exactly. They'll post it and they'll tag me on Instagram. But the main comment I get, like, is always, can I read the rest of the essay? Because it's just like the first 2 paragraphs. But like the only comment is like people begging me, like, please, the rest of the essay.
I just gotta
Professor.
read this. I just gotta read this.
Yeah. One guy even wrote to me and he said he wrote the rest of it. And I said, oh, send it to me. And then he stopped responding, which I don't know.
Oh my God.
I was like, I don't know what he thought I was going to do, but I was like, oh, I want to see it. But he's like, I wrote the rest of the essay trying to use your style both as a professor and a student. And I was like, all right, cool. Let me see it. And then he just stopped.
He vanished.
It's sometimes kind of beautiful how dumb humanity is and how they like just don't understand. And like how like at this point, it's like after so many years of online stuff that you're just like, people just don't understand a joke. Like literally like what, and it's not ever like, oh, I just didn't think that was a funny joke. It's just not recognizing what a joke even is.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating, especially an instigator like you.
Yes.
I went a little viral recently. I posted a fake Wikipedia article, speaking of Wikipedia, of that Ben, like somebody was like, what inventor regretted their invention? And I wrote, well, Ben Franklin regretted that he invented cunnilingus.
Right.
And like, it was funny. It was like, mostly positive, and a lot of people were like, oh my God! Wow, it's amazing that Ben Franklin like was so talented that he.
That was on his French trip.
Yes.
Right? When he was in France, he was like, I think I'll call this cunnilingus.
There was like a couple of angry comments, a couple of, again, people find my email. They go to my website and they find my the way you could email me. So they're like, so you're spreading misinformation or whatever. But I did get one comment that like, I think it was a comment that it's like, that's what I was looking for. He was like, I want to know, I just want you to know, like, the links that you went through to make this look real is like, I was like, that is what I love. And I was like, that's what I do. Like,
that's
try
it, man.
To make them look real because they're fun. It's funnier that way. And like, I was like, I'm like writing code and like a fake like thing. And I'm just like,
Yes, that's the beauty of it. That's what we do, man. I did a video recently. It's on my TikTok if everyone wants to check it out.
Okay.
But I was grocery shopping in Burbank and I saw this Cybertruck just fucking parked out there. So I run out there and I do a video in front of it about why did I buy a Cybertruck?
That's great.
Because, I want to change the world. If it takes me driving through a Del Taco just to make someone feel good about their life and maybe think that they could one day own a Cybertruck, that's great. And then at the end, I'm like, and a friend would be good. But a lot of people don't make it to the end.
No.
To where they're just like, you dumb motherfucker.
Yeah.
You're the problem buying these piece of shit. You're everything that's wrong with it. It's just like, you can tell that I'm not seriously, the tone that
But
I'm
you
even
can't.
giving
That's
this
the thing.
in.
People
But you
can't. People are
That's the
just
thing.
dummies.
People can't do it.
And this is the state of our careers. It's like the long burn comedy doesn't work for a lot of people as well, and some people never did. But where it's just like, no, wait till the end, you'll get there.
Well, you just tick a box. There's a problem. It's like for a lot of audience, especially like on the internet.
Yeah.
You tick a box for them where it's like, oh, this is what this is. This is how I'll respond.
Right.
Like they don't like they're kind of like they're not thinking like they're not like zooming out. They're more like they're just kind of like, oh, he said this. He said the keyword. Now I'll say my keywords.
Right.
And that's an unfortunate thing, especially about the internet, where there's a lot of the audience responds so like readily to the shit you say.
I think especially because at least for me, like I can't even fathom what it would really take for me to respond to anything.
Right.
Like good or bad. Like I don't like Jason knows it. Like
You're a real
won't.
piece of shit for this video. I never would say that to anybody.
I can't fathom people who do Yelp reviews. I can't fathom anyone unless you're doing it for the bird or just to fuck with people.
You also just hate TikTok in general.
Yeah,
Although
I don't understand.
I will send Geoff some very good TikToks from time to time. Like I sent him this morning a guy playing Sultans of Swing on a bass, and he loved that, I'm sure. And then last night I was watching some like extremely creepy Robin Williams. There's a lot of Robin Williams impersonators on TikTok now.
So
and
I haven't even thought about it.
Creeping me out. And they're even doing the racist jokes.
Hey, buddy.
Like to people in the and it's just like, oh my God, why are you doing this? So I immediately sent it over to Geoff, and Geoff, you were like, what did you say to me?
I said the internet is a hellhole.
Yes, you said the internet is a hellhole.
And generally, I'm like, why is Jason on TikTok? Whenever he sends me the TikTok video.
I love it.
I want to say TikTok is on the decline, but it's still like pretty high up. It's probably like the best internet thing right now.
100%.
Because X or whatever, it's
done.
dead. Like
it is toast.
Yeah.
It is toast. Well, Alexis, thank you so much for being here. We love you, man. Thank you for being here on everybody's favorite long burn comedy podcast, 108.9 The Hawk.
You guys are fascists.
Exactly.
Hey, y'all, it's Big Truck. I just wanted to take a second to thank you for listening to 108.9 The Hawk. Yeah, toot toot, you can get this show anywhere you get the podcast, so like and subscribe, as they say on videos on the internets. And also tell all your friends. Chances are good if you're listening to this, you got friends that are going to love 108.9 The Hawk as well. And if you want to support the show and get shows 1 week early and video versions of the shows and other great goodness and hang out with other Hawk people like you got to head on over to that Patreon. Patreon.com/1089 The Hawk. That's how you support the show and you get some extra stuff for it. We'll be back with another 108.9 The Hawk next week. Keep up with everything Hawk at 1089thehawk.com. And I'll see you on the road. Toot toot.